Welcome to another King's Crusher ICC Banter Blitz. It's Friday night. It's 9 PM here in the UK. Got a few challenges. Let's Bishop Mate to start off with. Get rid of the echo over here. I'll mute that. Whoop. So Bishop Mate D4. I'll play Knight F6. High at one stream. G6. Modest move. Just had a traditional cod and chips. No, I didn't have many chips. No, I had just cod just earlier. Let's see, C5. If this is interesting for trying to attack this diagonal. Yeah, I'm thinking D5, but then my E5 goes a bit. B6 is running into knight E5. What if I get the rook off here? Maybe I can do this. I'm hoping I can do this. Rook B8. With the idea of maybe B6 now and Bishop B7. Just try and challenge this, fianchettoed bishop. If I can exchange off these bishops, then there'll be weaknesses around the king here. So I'm hoping to exchange that off. That's interesting. This is a loose piece liability. Potentially, I'm looking out for tactics like knight takes d5. Not quite working here. I think I'm just going to secure a knight on c5. Hi, Jordan on stream there. Yeah, I think securing a knight on c5 might be the prelude to something interesting. For example, knight d3. Let's spring in with knight d3. He has blunted my bishop for sure. My plans for exchanging off these guys have been put on hold. Any e5, I think he could take en passant and maybe target my d6. There's also things like knight g5. I don't know, actually. I'm tempted to play e5 here. I'm tempted. Let him en passant me. And yeah, I'm not sure my recording levels, if I can change them actually. Let's see if I can raise the ICC. No, I'm not sure I can change the recording levels at the moment, I'm afraid. I think it was on maximum. I don't want to sort of cause too much of a... 95, okay, I'll put it to 100. That was interesting, okay. Maybe it's a bit louder now. So yeah, I got some okay, I think my position's, yeah, it's a bit structurally compromised actually, because I've only got 2 pawns around my king. Got this kind of F file which might be useful pressure tactically. Yeah, is eyeing D6. Okay, let's get out this X-ray from the rook hitting the queen there. Now I think I want to exchange off those bishops like I mentioned before. Maybe something like knight g4. There might be a tactic here coming up, like might be a tactic coming up on f2. And some juicy forcing moves might be on the way. Well, knight takes f2 here. Yes, this f-file pressure is reaping some benefits there. I can also spring the other knight in. Or play knight takes h3, check. I can spring the other knight in. I think I will, just to try and nick this bishop here. If the bishop goes away, the thing is with e4, say bishop a1, e4, he's got knight takes e4, undermining this knight. So maybe this is a little bit unnecessary, this knight d3. I think actually I could have just taken the rook anyway. If I try and drink more coffee and wake up here, that would be helpful. Knight takes though. If rook takes, there's knight g4 check on this. No, that's protected. Okay, let's not totally mess this up. I'm hitting h3. Let's play queen d7. Hitting h3. That might cause some more weaknesses to play with first. So queen d7. Okay. And if... Okay, e4, there's knight takes e4. If I took here, and then e4, That could be the way to go, actually, because at least I'll have bishop e5 check. This might be the way to go. Something more valuable there to hit. And then bishop e5 check. If the king then moves, then knight takes h3. Then queen takes g4.
Check.
So it should be crumbling, I hope. Although my e4 is crumbling, but this is with check. So this looks pretty good. Queen takes g4. Now if queen takes e4, queen g3. Do I have to worry about knight e4? Probably not. I'm gonna risk not being concerned about too much here, because I've got queen g3 on the way. The compromised dart squares. Queen g3. Okay, I have to test this now. Is queen g3 the move? There is a check here. King g7. Maybe there's a check here. Nope, I just take that. There's no check there. He could take on f8 first, and then throw in. I think it's harmless, basically. I'm going to play queen g3, threatening the mate. Now I can play rook takes f3, again threatening the mate. If queen d5 check, king g7, I think. So anyway, any takes, there's queen h2. Thanks for the game. J Russell 2. Hello. J Russell 2. I'll play a main Sicilian because I'm bored to death of playing the Smith-Morrow Gambit at the moment. And I did have a fun game recently with a kind of accelerated attack against the dragon. This is a little bit of fun territory. It reminded me of 1970 play against the Sicilian. Okay, that e5 is, yes, something for maybe something more passive like e6, but this will have to do. Okay, knight e4, knight takes e4. I'm still protecting that bishop, so this looks a little bit like a fun position at the moment, I hope. Maybe I can prepare something naughty with h4, maybe f3, g4. That compromises a bit the d5 square. Okay, can I actually... Oh, I don't want to get mated on a1. Oh, it's a bit dangerous, isn't it? Because if takes knight d5, queen a1 is checkmate. Ha. Knight b4 is a bit dangerous. I'm going to try king b1. I'm wondering about knight b4. If knight a4, there's b5. Okay, a little bit dangerous here, I must admit. A little bit on the dangerous side after knight b4. What can I do about this? What can I do? Because I can imagine a scenario where knight b4, rook c8. Well, it's happening, this scenario. Now, if I delay, even with bishop f6, I can imagine even knight b4 there, threatening rook c3, queen a2, and mating. So maybe this is my chance to do something radical about knight b4. Wondering knight d5, and even if he took, I'm slightly worse. Might get this h file. Queens could come off. Maybe I leave a rook. I'm scared of knight b4 basically. So I'll play this. Hitting the queen. Yeah, I was even concerned with bishop f6, knight b4. Although, yeah, there might have been some tactical stuff. Oh, I can play knight takes e7 check here.
Check.
And in between move. That's, I think, in my favour. Or is it? There's knight takes e4 here. It's not in my favour, is it? Because I just realised bishop takes this, knight takes d2. Oh well, I'll double pawns now. I'm hoping this is going to be in my favour. So there's a backward d6 pawn, there's a nice square on d5. Let's torture this backward pawn for a moment. So if knight a5, king a2, then what? Oh, maybe rook c6, b4. If knight c4, I would take. Okay, I'm going to grab this, it seems. Unless there's knight d4 or some tactic, weird tactic. No, okay. Just checking. Alright, so bishop c4, rook d7 plan. Maybe b4 first. Try and restrict this knight. There might be a bishop takes a6 for rook takes c6 if the rook is not holding c6. Okay, that's interesting. These two pawns on light squares. So if I exchanged off rooks and bishop c8, knight b8, I think black will be passive. I'm going to go with this anyway. Maybe with this plan of trying to exchange the rooks. Additionally, bishop d7. If the knight moves, I would have a6 sometimes, maybe. But if the knight moves, I can't play rook takes a6. Let's just do this for a moment.
Check.
Now stop the king getting too adventurous. Okay, so interesting position. If any knight e7, I'll take on a6. So how can I actually improve my position here? King c2, knight takes b4. I can bring my king this way to b3. I'm just wondering about a rook d7. The timing for a rook d7. If rook c8, there's rook takes f7 and bishop takes c8. Okay, maybe here is the timing, or coming up. Maybe I just take that and then rook b6. Or rook d7 here, because I'm hitting the knight. If the knight goes back, bishop takes b5. Okay, I'm hoping bishop takes b5 on knight b8. Okay, I can nab this pawn, and the knight is restricted here. So I think just b4. The king's fairly restricted. If I play c4, takes b5. I mean, that should do it. I don't mind
Check.
the king coming over here for a moment. I think this is going to break through over here too quickly with b6, with that knight restricted. A controversial game, I think, earlier because of that a takes, actually. Okay, thanks for the game. Jay Russell is Grandpat's a very, very dangerous opponent here. I had a draw last week against Grandpat's of 5. Let's see his main opening with black. Right. Okay, and if we play a Catalan, I've got some ideas in the Catalan which are kind of adventurous but maybe interesting. So he does take that pawn, right? If I have the exchange of queens, just aim for a slight positional advantage here, so I'm not going for any hack attack. If I just try for a positional advantage somehow, maybe even just taking, would he exchange off queens? My worst because of f2, I'm wondering. Well, let's hope this bishop is giving me a problem. He has a pawn. If I play queen a4, is that controversial? If I can get my pawn back, I think this bishop's slightly restricted. But will I get that pawn back? I'm just aiming at this piece, really. It's been slightly restricted. I thought he would have taken here. Okay, if I take here. Now knight takes, there might be queen takes c5 to consider, because there's, his knight takes bishop. Okay, and if I take with this, have I got a g-file? Okay, it's getting interesting with this g-file dynamic. Maybe I've got a slight pressure here. If I blunt the bishop first, I can play king h1, rook g1 with a sort of g file. Maybe. Is there any need to play e3? Maybe queen b6 provides a need for e3. Okay, e3 here. Just in case. Just f4, securing down f4. The knight's pinned. So have I got rook g1 coming up or not? Well, maybe it's more prudent for rook c1. Rook c1 and rook g1. This is a very interesting position dynamically because of this g file. Well, I hope it is anyway. If he protects his queen, he protects his queen. He's going to be attacking my queen soon. I assume with knight b4. Okay. If I deprive this b4 square for a moment. Yeah, I don't like my queen here particularly. Put it back. You can play bishop c6. I wonder if I have knight e5 coming up. What about over here for an attack with queen h5? That's pretty direct. He can play bishop c6, queen h5, h6, knight takes f7. Oh, there's queen takes f7. What about knight takes e6? So if takes, there's queen g6. Aha. Now here, knight takes f7 and queen h5. It's kind of interesting pin. If bishop c6, e4, I don't know how he gets out of the pin necessarily, although I don't need to risk that. There might be bishop e8. So I'll hold off for a moment. I'll just put the pressure on instead with queen h5. There might be, after queen h5, knight d5. Oh, okay. He's weakened g6 a bit. Okay. So if I go... Oh, he's going to pin my rook. Okay, if I attack here to stop knight h4 for a moment.
Check.
I'm hoping to have something naughty on the g file coming up. Okay, let's build on the g file. Knight takes f4, that's check. I'm threatening actually knight takes f5 here. I just realized I've missed a chance, I think. Oh well, let's put the queen here. I think I might have missed a shot already. Nevertheless, knight h5 looks dangerous to try and provoke a weakness again. Can I get this knight in the attack? Maybe here threatens knight f6 and the rook. If bishop e7, there's rook takes g7 check. There's knight f6 check in this position, which seems to win the queen because the king hasn't got any escape squares. So I think this looks good.
Check.
Queen takes f6 seems forced. Yep, it was a strange dynamic with this g file in the Catalan, I must admit. Not something, not a dynamic I was like used to from this opening. Again, I might have, well, I'll keep the pin and go for knight d5, maybe to f6. Okay, so again, I have a lot of pressure in the position, but he's offering resistance. So how to break the resistance down? I don't know. Queen d3 and e4. Don't like going into a self pin. Okay, I don't like going into the self pin. It might be easier to have a no-risk approach here, which doesn't involve a sack. It just involves getting the knight to h5. Okay, that's weaknesses. But I think this getting a knight to h5 again. Maybe trying to blunt the g file, or the bishop with e5 blunts the bishop. Now takes, maybe he does win f4. Okay, if I blunt the bishop positionally, that rook's not hanging at the moment, unfortunately. But blunting that bishop should be good. If I just kick this one away, I'm hitting g6. I can hit g6 again with queen e6. So I'm threatening rook takes g6 now. I'm not too concerned about rook c2. Seems a bit slow in the light of rook takes g6 here. Okay, so rook takes g6 would seem to break through a bit more black's king position.
Check.
If I win this pawn here, okay, that bishop is still blunted, but I have yet to prove anything decisive, it seems. Okay, yet to prove anything decisive. My f1 knight holds h2, so I wonder about e6 takes e7, and there's also a threat of queen f8 there. So he doesn't mate on h2, so I might go for this e7 and queen f8 plan. So e7 with the threat of queen f8 check now.
Check.
Thanks for the game, Grand Panzer. Okay, so Shamags. Let's play a Sicilian defense here. Oh, I didn't mean c4. That was funny. I've had that played against me in bullet chess, c4, and I wondered why. I think I understand why now. It's a pre-move, waiting for the pre-move c takes d. I've actually never played that move before there, I think. Not even in bullet. So this is a gambit. This is a strange gambit now. I'll use the g file, I think, given I'm a pawn down. It's a 3-minute game as well, which might help my chances of survival here. And to use this tricky g file is my ambition. Can I use that g file here? Maybe castle queenside, bishop d6, rook g8, that sort of thing. I can probably evict the knight with f6 later, so I'm wondering about this position. Oh, hang on, there was a pawn hanging there. I know it's a 3-minute game, but maybe I can take it here. I've got to watch out for this mate idea. Maybe I'll take that first. I don't want to be mated like with the knight on c5 and a queen on a6 particularly. Okay, there's knight d4, but then maybe queen e3 check, or even rook takes g2 potentially. That's very interesting. d4, queen e3, bishop d5 looks very tempting to liberate this bishop. I think I'm going to go for that, because I'll be coordinating the bishop and the rook on g2. Okay, so if I go queen e3 check.
Check.
Now queen a6 check, there's king b8. Queen a7, maybe there's rook takes g2. So this is getting very interesting indeed. Rook e1. I'm wondering bishop f3, rook e3, bishop g2, king g1 is not enough really for the queen, but I think the move bishop d5 is interesting. Or rook takes g2 straight off the bat, rook e1. There's rook e1. So bishop d5 or rook g2. Okay, I think bishop d5 to stop queen c6 anyway. Okay, so queen takes a7 could be tricky. Do I have time for rook takes g2 there? Because if check, king h1, bishop f3 mates, if king h3, I'm wondering bishop takes f3. So he's got some checks here, but this looks like fun. Will the checks run out? Has he actually got a perpetual check? That's interesting. He might have. Check, king here. He's got rook e1. I think I can sort out something there. Bishop f3, rook e3, rook g3 is not mating. Nope.
Check.
Okay, that's getting a bit tricky. Can I do this move here? Get the king across.
Check.
My king is about to be, my queen is about to be pinned. That's very nice. What about rook e2? Actually, you can just take that, right? Okay. There's
Check.
bishop f3, maybe on rook f2, but my queen's about to be pinned. This is chaos. He's also got rook e1, queen e7 coming up.
Check.
Okay. He's nullified the possibility of rook e1 at the moment. Okay, because I can just take that. So I'm less worried about rook e1. I might have queen g4. Probably best to get my king to f8 here, or a major disaster. Well, this looks like mating. Check, check, and mate. I think I'm mating here the way he's played it, because this is holding e3, this
Check.
pawn. Okay, very fortunate there. I was definitely very, very, very controversial game, but it was only a 3-minute game. So blunders are part of the fun, I think, in 3-minute games. Now this is a 1970s system which has an emotional impact on me. It's something about this line. Maybe it's because it was a favourite of Tal or something. Okay, so e5 here, bishop b7. I could play this with a queen sack idea, which is a lot of fun. e5 takes not here, not here. Maybe this one for knight d5 is a lot of fun. Well, when I say a lot of fun, I mean, what do I really mean? It's a good question. What do I really mean? A lot of fun. I mean, I can't calculate it. It looks as though the king's in the center. It's a bet. It's like I've just gone betting on knight d5. I've gone betting on knight d5, but the king's in the center. This is a bit of a guess that this could be dangerous. Just a guess. It stopped him in his tracks, thinking he clearly wasn't expecting that. Alright. If I open this file now, I've got knight f5 on the cards and a discovered check at the moment. So let's imagine bishop d5, bishop b5, check, bishop e7. Let's have a look at knight f5. Oh, okay, let's have a look at knight c6 here. If he ever takes, I've got bishop a6. This looks interesting. Okay, it looks very interesting. There's knight takes b4, trying to get a6. This gets one pawn back. Maybe rook d3 to c3. It looks precarious to castle queenside. Maybe I just put the knight back. Okay, maybe I just take that one there, or bring the bishop back along this diagonal. What would be the price of bringing the bishop on this diagonal? It would be another attacking piece. I can immediately play rook d3 as well for rook c3. There's always knight c5. I think what I'm going to do is bring this bishop back and hope for knight c6, bishop f2, rook d3. Okay, so this is the plan. If I play that, isn't got knight d5 to c5, I'll give it up there to double the pawns actually. To play rook, there's not time to hold c3 yet. So rook c3 is an clear and imminent danger.
check,
There's queen g4 check on this diagonal. Knight c6 might be okay. There's no queen e3 at the moment. Anything stronger? He's pinned my thing here. I can
check,
play knight c6. I'm a bit concerned. Maybe there's c7 after as a threat. c7, king c8, queen g4. And that pawn is dangerous for c8. His rooks are not connected yet. Okay, so the good news is there's no queen e3 just yet. I'm threatening c7 check. Okay, this is pinned. If I unpin, I'm hitting d6. What can I do here? Okay. Now, am I running out of pieces? Am I running out of pieces? Bishop c4 maybe for bishop takes f7 or bishop d5. I think getting onto these light squares will be good. Maybe e8, d7. This pawn's going if he doesn't allow me bishop d5. If he allows me bishop d5, I might hold on to that pawn. He could liberate the bishop maybe along this diagonal. Okay. If I drop that back for a moment. He's got things like knight d4. Okay, and there's queen a8 check. Hang on.
check,
There's bishop a4 check and rook e1 check. So there's no rook c8. This is a little bit fortunate. King's in a prison here, a little bit. Maybe I take or allow knight b5. Check looks dangerous in the circumstance, but there's also bishop takes f7. There's rook takes. This is not mate. Maybe the check, knight b5. Rook takes, queen takes, worth looking at. Takes, king takes. Bishop takes f7 is worth looking at again. Bishop g7. Say bishop g7. There might be queen d5 here. If bishop e7, I take that rook. Okay, I'm going to take this. There's knight e2 check. Hold on a sec. There's knight e2 check there. Right,
check,
let's get knight b5 to be played then. That's a mischievous knight. I have to work out this position. Knight b5. What about, there's no rook e3. What about rook e1? Bishop g7. My queen's kind of stranded here. Queen stranded. Queen is stranded. So bishop g7 is happening. There's rook b3 for a moment. Hold on a sec. So I'm down to a minute. There might be rook b8, you never know. Okay, queen a7, bishop c6. If takes, queen a7. Where does the queen go? If bishop g7, queen takes b3. If queen a5, there might be rook b8. So if bishop g7, I'll just take, or I play rook d8 check there. That's the point. If queen takes a4, rook takes f8. Alright, I'll go with this, because it's been, I've looked at it for a moment. Alright, I'll take here, which threatens queen e8. Threatening queen f7. He's got that protecting f7. I can protect. Oh, it's threatening mate. Protects f7.
Check. Check.
Get back in the game. Rook e1. Target e7. Or not. It's a bullet finish. Pretty good at bullet sometimes. But it requires careful stuff. Queen f4. Rook d5. c4. c4. cd. b4 is not possible. b4 is possible here. There's a threat. Takes check. Check.
Check.
There's f4. Check. I take the queen. Rook d7. Check.
Time warning.
Check. Mate. There's a slightly tactical game there. Okay. Ever so slightly tactical game. When I have a tactical game, I feel more awake. Yeah. Usually. Don't know about you guys. So bishop b7, b4 for knight e4. Maybe rook c8, knight e5 to c4 here using that c4 square. Like, if I get this juicy c4 square. Oh, there's an annoying car alarm going off tonight, I'm afraid. Outside. I don't know what someone's bought for their car. It's annoying. Okay, I'm hoping it will stop in a moment. Okay. He's put me under pressure here. I want to get out of the firing line without being mated on g7. I wonder if bishop f8. Well, there's no queen g3 at the moment. Okay. Have I challenged that guy? Just to get rid of this g7 pressure. Is he taking the file? No. Okay. I don't want doubled pawns. Let's see, is d5 vulnerable? What about queen f4? Is queen f4 possible? Bishop takes, knight takes. d5 not totally vulnerable just yet. Back row a little bit shaky. Maybe I should play h6 to give the king some air. So plan might involve queen f4, to consider queen f4 and to consider h6. Yeah. Anything else? What's happening here? Takes. Got some dark square pressure. d5's held up. Okay, I'll try and do both. Gives the king some air. Take f4. Now if knight h5, there's queen takes d4. If bishop takes, knight takes, I hold at h5 square. Maybe that's good for d4 later. Okay. That's interesting. If I get the queens off here, I'm threatening maybe at the end of it d4. He could take the queens off with knight f5. Queen takes f2. Bishop takes d4. Well, this is happening.
Check.
g6 first. If I want to play for d4 to win a piece. Knight takes, king g7, knight g4, d4. Now, it's controversial. Maybe there's knight d6. I like the idea of playing for d4 though, so I'm going to play this. King g7, knight g4 is the plan, d4. If knight takes f6, d takes his check. Knight d6 might be more of an issue, hitting the bishop. Yes, that could be more of an issue. Right, this one I'm threatening d4 now. I'm hoping this will cause some chaos on the board. This position, because I've also got some h-file pressure potentially later anyway. So knight takes this as check. I've won the piece. There's rook d2 check, rook e2.
Check.
Well, this one,
Check.
bishop c8 looks like a mating that
Check.
with f6. Or g5 coming up. Not yet. Knight f4, then g5 mate. Because otherwise g5 king takes h5. So I think knight f4 and g5 is mate. So it doesn't matter if he attacks my bishop. Knight f4 takes g5. I believe this is pretty terminal for white. This position, the king is too precarious. The knight is pretty dim over there. If rook e4, knight f4 takes, g5, I just take the rook after. Thanks for the game. BK. Okay, let's see. BK, is BK ready? Is BK ready? I might not be. Let's abort this and go next on the list, Dashing Fox, and try d4, I think. This line is the knife variation against the Benoni, which Kasparov used against Nunn in one of the Olympiads. Nunn had just written a book on the Benoni, and it's a very interesting idea to give up the light square bishop. What was the idea followed up? I think it was bishop g5 to encourage f6. Go back to here. This was the idea in Kasparov Nunn. Was it the Lucerne Olympiad 19 something, 80 something? So bishop g5. Mind you, I've had this game recently where I lost in this line. I don't know. And I think they played knight e5, yeah. I'll tread carefully. King h1 for a moment. So bishop g5, this isn't check. That's one idea, to let them take on f3. Bishop g5, knight takes, I'll take the queen, there's nothing controversial there. If f6, bishop f4, I might take on e5 to block in the bishop. Alright, okay, That's the sort of thing I wanted out of this. Maybe I can just take. Now if rook takes bishop f4, if bishop takes e takes f5, he's fractured the pawns here. I'm on d6. Maybe queen h5, f takes. Think about f7 there. In fact, the immediate bishop g5 there hits the queen f7. On queen d7, maybe rook a e1 for knight takes e4. Right. Okay. Rook a e1 here. If he plays queen g6, I might just take and bishop takes d6. Alright, I'm tempted to just do this. There's a centre pawn here. Also c5 is vulnerable. He could take on c3 and take on e4, I take on c5. It's opposite coloured bishops. His king would be kind of compromised on the dark squares. So maybe bishop d4 is good. Okay, I'll try for g4 if he's not careful. But oh, okay, that my pawn is vulnerable. If he's playing h5, g4 takes. Okay, is there rook f6? Or do I keep this pawn? It fixes down these two guys. Worried about d5. Rook f6. Double the rooks. There's rook d6. Right, he's prompting that anyway. Okay, rook f8. d6. There's no rook f1 anymore. If rook f8, I'll just take on rook e4. Right, there's d6 here potentially. Just to hold the pawns. So rook f8, I think, well, let's get the king off the firing line there. Right. Aha. Okay. Opposite colour bishop sometimes favours the attacking player. If I bring my king in to say h6, rook e6 here, there's king f7. Maybe I wait for rook f7, rook e6, bishop d7, I'll take here. If I bring my king into the game, let's see, can I bring my king to h6? If bishop d7, rook takes e4, right. Is he threatening anything? If I played h4 for a moment just to see what is he doing, it's another pawn off the light squares for the bishop. Get my pawns on dark squares. Maybe it's useful to play c4, c5. Okay, rook e7 keeps some tension. Is he going to actually force the rooks off? There's rook c7, takes bishop e6, king f4. That might be okay, that endgame. Otherwise he's just repeating here. I'll try and get my king in. Pawns are on dark squares away from the bishop at the moment. Try and get my king in with king f4, king e5. Probably drawish now. Let's see, rook takes, pawn takes. I can't do that. Let's keep the rook on here then for a moment. I think there's possibility of c4. Okay, this rook f5 is really annoying. There's bishop e5. Can I have g4 as possibility? So if I make way for g4 here, rook f5, bishop e5 with possibility of g4. Round about here, I can play g4. If he's going to use that pin, this check, king g2, e3, rook takes c6. That's rook f2 check. So this pawn's really dangerous. Is this pawn actually winning the way I've played it? I think it kind of is. He's got rook f2 winning.
Check.
Yeah, I blew it. I blew it big time. Exchange down.
Check.
Should be easy enough. Yeah. That was unfortunate. I shouldn't have really. I don't think I should have lost that because it's opposite. Yeah. Have I played Rocky Top earlier? No. I feel like I really blew that one. I should have just probably exchanged off rocks. Yeah, the pawn was dangerous though. To be fair, the pawn was dangerous. Okay, on to the next game. b6, bishop b7. C takes. Alright, if I play c takes and rook c8, this should be a good position. I hope. It looks like a reasonable hedgehog. If knight takes, I think that's e5. So he plays e takes, rook c8. Okay. Queen c7 to b8 to a8. I think that's that position. He plays d5. Wow, it's this hemming in the bishop again, but it gives me c5 again. It's a bit of a pattern like a previous game, but I don't. This apart from that plan, I can't really see anything that constructive. Oh. Could try this. That's compromising my. Okay, let's go with this. Let's not put the queen on a8. It's, I don't know, maybe queen c7. If takes, rook d1, queen c7. How would we look at this position? Oh, it's an increment of 5-2. Oh, okay, it's a 5-2. That's why I've got 5 minutes 9. Okay, this is a bit of a longer time control should do with this Q structure actually. But anyway, I should have been more careful. It's a bit of a long one, but okay. Yes. White looks a bit solid. D5, knight D6. If I take on D4, knight D6. This isn't so much fun, this position. Is there any response to this which doesn't involve getting torn apart? Maybe not. Maybe knight F6. I'll try this. Put pressure on E4. Knight takes, bishop takes. Maybe. D takes, D takes. Well, you can win a pawn for a start. Oh, that's nice. If I take on F3 here and then Queen D6. Just to avoid this D takes business. With he's got that with the bishop over there. Yeah, that's not right. That's not right. That no, this is big trouble. This is big trouble. I think he just plays bishop takes and say rook b8, d takes, maybe knight d7, rook d1. But I think I'm in trouble. I can't do this. Well, maybe I should. Alright, maybe I should. How bad is this? How bad is this? Is there knight f4? It's not the exchange down. It's a pawn down. Maybe knight f4 if I can get him to give that dark square bishop. Have some dark square play. Knight f4. It's not totally. I could take here as well. That would give a G file. I can shuffle my king, rook G8, bishop H6, bishop F somewhere. I think that is okay. It looks terrible, but structurally. Okay, he's allowing this knight F4, so I'm threatening knight takes H3 check here now actually. For queen takes F3. And if I play this for a moment, I want to attack the queen, get the queen away from F3, then play knight takes H3. Okay, a bit of a G file. Does he play rook takes or pawn takes? If he plays pawn takes, I wonder. Well, in either case, I think this one. Stop rook c6. Just in case that's trying to win another pawn. In fact, I just want to double for rook. All those kings on h2. I have to parry, but the rook might be misplaced here. Imagine this check, king h2. There's no way to exploit that situation right now. I suspect there might be some dark square tactics happening. I've got that dot, better dot squares. Okay, maybe now queen h4 is possible. I've got an idea on f2, bishop f8 c5. This will blockade the extra pawn anyway on the dart squares. Bishop f8 c5, if I can use that idea. It unpins the rook. Bishop c5 would be a threat in its own right. Right, can I rook e7 this? Anything better? I'll delay my bishop c5. I have got rook e1 check. F3, rook e1 check, and check to win the rook here. So maybe f3 straight off the bat. Or maybe play rook e1 check first. Or takes check, f3 threatens queen d6. I'll give that a go.
Check.
Is it a cheaper I'm playing for here? Is it good positioning anyway? If I win the rook, bishop f7 might not be mating because king h8 and bishop g7. Queen f7 I don't think is necessarily mating, so I'll just check out rook h1, check. No, okay, so takes, queen f7, king h8, queen f6, bishop g7, bishop f7, king h8.
Check. Check.
There's no immediate check in sight. So queen b1 threatens mate and hits the queen. I can't see an immediate check in sight. Right, thanks for the game, Rocky Top. Okay, cap red. Let's play a reverse Sicilian against the English opening. Can I play? This is interesting actually. I'll play this. Maybe bishop c5 runs into knight e5 anyway. Can I do this? This I think this reminds me of something. I think I might have seen it before. Okay. I wonder if there's d5 here or e3. E3 or bishop f5. Maybe bishop f5. There's a bit of a cramping pawn. Interesting dynamic. A-file here. Let's overprotect this pawn. Wow, this is aggressive. Bishop's got f5. Knight b6 for d5? A bit pointless. Rook a7 for queen a8, probably a bit pointless. Queen b1. He hasn't got any major weaknesses, it seems. It's pretty solid where his king is. No, I can't see any weaknesses. Maybe I could treble on a2. It is the backward pawn in the position with rook a5. Actually, that is g5 as well. Queen a8, queen a7, rook a8. I'll go with that. So I want to play queen a8, queen b1, queen a7, rook a8. Sometimes his queen down, it hits e4 though. Okay. I'll take on a2 in the absence of anything else to do. Okay, hold on a sec. Let's move this knight. Okay. My darts guys are getting killed, are they not? So he's just got knight e4 coming up for knight f6. So my dart squares are getting killed totally. What if I tried for the exchange of queens and try and hold d7? I can't even do that. I'll try this. d5, knight e5. Knight e4, I'll take the queens off.
Check.
This is looking like I'm getting slaughtered. d5, knight e5. Okay, hold on. Queen f5 on g5. I'm on the verge of the precipice here. Well, if I take knight f3, queen f5, just relying on, okay, I mean there's rook e3 here as well, king f2. I don't like the look of, what about queen f5? If king f2, queen c2, if king e2, queen c2, let's try and not get mated. Queen c2. What would he do to queen c2? Rook h2. Queen g6. If the queens come off here, it's a little less worrying. There's always bishop e5 on queen c2. I'll take the queens off. Can I go back to the a2 plan now without getting mated? So rook a8, as I was saying, a2 plan. Oh dear. Oh no, he stopped the a2 plan. Maybe the, I don't know, there's a loose rook on h1 around here. So bishop b2, rook a2. Bishop c3, rook c2, king d2. Just hold up his pawns for a moment. Well, h5, h4, pass pawn there. And create a pass pawn here. Might be worth doing this. Is he creating a pass pawn there? Yeah, go for this. Get this, get this. Don't think there's a rook g6 immediately. Bishop a3. I didn't see that. Whoops. Okay, I'll try and blockade with the king. Or is he sacking the exchange next? King d7. Can I blockade here? If I get my rook round, rook a8, rook a1, king f2, rook a2. Get the rook round. I've only got 56 seconds. I'm a minute down. I'm going to lose b5 soon if I'm not careful. Yep. Another blockade possibility.
Check.
I'll try and make the king here. It's a bit ambitious.
Check. Check.
I'll try and go for a checkmate. King c6, rook a1 mate, mating. Try and mate with my king in 33 seconds. The knight's holding the queen, so if he gives his rook up, rook a1 is threatening to mate. What's the king doing over here? Oh, okay. That's a pain. Unfortunate.
Check. Check. Time warning. Check. Check. Check.
Okay, okay. These 1200s, I don't know, they're stronger than they used to be. Okay, okay. Yes, as Campomanes said, yes. When Kasparov complained about the match being suspended, yes, yes, yes.
Check.
Okay, this is an easier game. No mercy for me. Max Happy. We've played Max Happy. Haven't we? Yes, we've played Max Happy. He's too happy as it is. What more does he want? I've crushed him already. What more does he want? Play a 3-minute auto pairing. Are we playing a 3-minute auto pairing? Are we playing a 3-minute auto pairing? It's a bit hot here in the UK. It's like playing from a sauna. I should get some ventilation here. Oh, I should get a fan. Okay, anyway. 3 minutes. Bullet. I'm going to go on a bullet soon. I think I'm going to go on a bullet while we're waiting. I'm going to go on a bullet. Or the 3-minute. Is this a bullet game? No, it's a 3-minute game. The light squares might be good. Yeah, I like my centre. I want to stop knight g6. That's the sort of stuff I would like to do. Knight d6, I've got a welcoming committee there. I don't mind the f-file dynamic here. Queen b3 and c5 later. Maybe he's got bishop b4. Does he really want to take that? I only want to blockade. Get my form pawn. Looks like fun. Oh, has he got rook a6? Actually, rook a6 looks like really dangerous.
Check.
That's annoying. Oh, crikey. What a crappy position this is. Pardon the French. Okay, anyway. It's only a 3-minute game. It's only a 3-minute game.
Check.
It's I managed to get such a miserable position here. He's just outplayed me. Really, he's totally done me over.
Check.
Oh, crikey. It's all over. Bother shouting. Yes, his pieces are totally ideally placed. Don't think you can ask for any more positional trump cards here. No more Donald Trump cards, I think, can be taken. Bishop g4 maybe, or rook f1, or e4 or g4. Anything really? Rook h3 for e4. Maybe that's worth considering. This is a really passive position. There's bishop d1, knight d3, king e2. Maybe I'll try this.
Check.
Okay, threatening rook f2. Pretty terminal. Well, that one worked out well. I'm losing a piece. How nice of him to do that. That's just really nice. Wow. It's over. It's over. The only thing, okay, I'll question something is, well, not much to question really, is Liam and his 2 pieces up. Just in case he forgets about these pawns. Not really. He's not forgetting about those pawns, apparently. Okay, and I am 2 pieces up. I think you can do it with a minute. Try another 3-minute whispering. Can't be worse than that. Can it? That is incredible. Okay. Yeah. That I don't know, casting queenside was such a terrible idea. Actually, it's such a terrible idea. Let's have a quick look at that. I don't know, for some reason at the time I thought it was a good idea. I'm okay-ish here. I'm okay here. No, that's terrible. Bishop e2. Yeah, I mean, at minimum, I think he would have this stuff. a4 at minimum is dropping off. That's just sauna chest. That's just rubbish. Okay. So say he takes here. I don't have to do this. Queen takes e3, and I'm still in the game there. But this is just awful casting here. Queenside.
Check.
It's all over. It's all over. Okay, can I have any better luck? It's my anti-London system at the moment. Bishop f5, queen b2. Or not. b5, b4, tactical b4, which I missed before in another game. Okay, maybe h6. It's not so bad, this position. Surely. I've had this position with b4 being missed. I've had this position before. For a tactic for rook a1, I've had this position with the rook a1 tactic. Works than that. It's crucial that it works, if it works.
Check.
Threatening rook c1. Maybe not. There's a check here.
Check.
Which doesn't do much. Can I get actually the dark square bishop? Is he trapping my bishop after? He's going to try and trap that bishop later. f4. There's no point in having the dark square bishop here. He's going to play the exchange down. Okay. I guess my rook. Oh, no. This is weak. This is going to be tricky. How does this work? Bishop c1. Doesn't do anything. Try and weaken him on the dark squares again. Oh, rook c4. I missed rook c4. Ah, there's knight e2, I guess. Oh, I can win a pawn with f5 now. Oh, this is great, getting great.
Check.
Maybe rook g8, rook g3. Try and get this pawn, try and queen this pawn. Rook g3 does not e4 check. He's setting a trap there.
Check.
I've just blundered the bishop. What am I doing? I've just blundered the bishop. Oh, that was going to be good, that game, until I blundered the bishop. Yes, it's pretty much over.
Check.
Yeah. Oh, this is another tough one. Alright, a challenge. Christos. Done well on the autopilot tonight. Okay, anyway. It was, yeah. Christos P. Nights were tricky anyway, sort of. No more coffee, but there is water here. I think I need water. I need to keep this open, this diagonal, for a moment. Okay, water to the rescue, I hope. Let's get it everywhere. Knight b5. I don't know if that does anything. d5, knight e5. I don't think there, because he's got a4 control. If there's no bishop a4, it's not really yeah. No point there. Well, I think he's concerned about something. Knight b5 and rook e1. Alright, if I go with this and rook e1 and maybe d5. Knight c7, is that an idea? Knight c7. Knight d6 coming up. Trying to win the exchange. So e takes knight d6 check. I think this knight d6 check idea.
Check.
Take check. Maybe I'll just take the exchange. Get rid of the knights. Okay. Maybe bishop e5 and queen f3. So this kind of thing. Queen f3. Okay, we'll tie down to c6. I tie down to c6. It's not meaningfully on f2 just yet. If I just do this for a moment. So bishop d4 threatens rook e8 mate. So I've got that escape square covered. Will you give up the queen? Let's calculate a bit. Queen d8, rook e8, king's there. Queen e2 check or something. Queen a6 after. Should be sufficient. Or, right, yeah, I'll win the queen.
Check.
I'll win the queen.
Check. Check.
I think queen a6, I'm on a7. There's anything better here. You can threaten the back row mate. I can play h3. I can take this pawn with check. Actually, queen b7 check takes on the e1 if he plays rook e8. e1's covered. So check takes.
Check. 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 Check.
So I'm threatening check and king e5. Okay. Well, bishop f6 threatens queen e7. So I'm trying to hold the escape squares. e5. Okay, so queen e7. Well, anything really.
Check.
I could just win this c5 for a moment. Win that rook.
Check.
Should be convincing enough. Right, thanks for the game there. Let's try a 3-minute auto pairing again. I can't believe. Okay. A 3-minute auto pairing. Let's go with this one. Trying to be obscure about it. Probably to my peril. Trying to avoid his total pet stuff. And that Kalashnikov or whatever it is. Yeah, avoiding the knight d6 stuff. Takes queen f6. I don't know. I've forgotten how it goes. Okay, so looks like an okayish position, sort of. If I take this bishop f2, alright, I'll move this back then. I might be threatening rook a6 now. wonder if it's too greedy to take on a6. So there's some tactical refutation like f3 or something. Knight b3, queen b. You know, I can't see it might be worth taking that. It does lead to d6 here. There might also be rook a7 for knight d4. That's 2 pawns for the exchange. 3 pawns if I take this one after. 3 pawns for the exchange on rook a7. Knight d4, queen d4, to be followed by bishop f4. Mobile pawn centre, especially with, say, b4, c5 later. Okay. If I took that. This, I don't know, bishop h3 is going to come around with his queen. There's rook takes d6 here, bishop f2, rook d7, bishop g3, queen e2. Is that so bad? How do I get mated exactly? There's bishop h3, rook g1, queen f2. Okay, I'll probably need to do some sort of move here. No, don't know. There's rook h6 in this position. Just realised. Got that pin. That might be a good move because rook h3, queen g1 after. Where does he go? Queen e7, that might be d6 to start off. We'll just take on h3, bishop g1, queen g1. Right, I think I'd take on h3 or not. I better move. Okay, there's knight d2 actually. Oh. This didn't work out very well. Oh, it's another great one. That's a classic.
Time warning. Check.
Oh, I'm having all the luck. I don't know, maybe my king was too vulnerable. Having too much luck on the auto pairing. Does he do it in 10 seconds here? What's he doing? Messing around?
Check.
Fine technique. Oh, I have had so much luck on the auto pairing. Oh, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Okay, no, maybe I should believe it. I should believe it. I think that was probably. It looked like rook h6 should have been good. Let's have a quick look. Only slightly better. He's got a lot of compensation. That's bad, apparently. That's equal. Hang on a sec. Okay, veg crusher. Can I try? Given that my attempt at sanity is not working, I'll try Albin Countergambit.
Check.
Alright, so B6 and knight A5. Bishop E4, there's Queen C4. Knight A5, there's a check. C6 or something. There's B3 after B5. Is that just rubbish? I'll try it. It's probably rubbish.
Check.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah. How does this work? Okay, this is not looking too hot, I gotta say. Yeah, maybe knight d6. This doesn't look hot at all. It's no good. Nearly mated.
Check.
Yes, this looks like it's all over. I'm doing so well on the auto pairing tonight. It's all over. It's another one. I can't stop this. It's just not my night. Okay, I'll try again now. I'm a glutton for punishment. GM, surely I'm gonna crush this GM now on past performance of the last 4 games on the auto pairing. Yep. Okay. Okay with this position sometimes. Except Looks as though bishop g5 was winning the queen there, or winning a piece. That's funny. Okay. c5, a5, bishop a6. This is okay for bishop e7, surely. That's my best position so far. Okay. I'm going to double. Everything's coordinating. Lovely. Okay. Try not to blow this. h4 for rook f3. Is that working? Takes. On d3. Knight e1, rook f1. Knight c1, rook f1. Knight f2, maybe rook d, not rook d3, knight d3, protects g2 again. Knight f2. Rook takes b3, pretty mate. Bishop f2, rook d3. Knight f4, rook f4. I missed anything out? Right, I was looking at rook takes b3 here for mate. Rook d3, knight d3 is not very funny. I'll just go with this. Go back here. Controls the central squares. Knight e5, knight f3. There's almost rook h3. This diagonal, if I can get it. Well, there's knight c4. Okay. Okay, can I think and not lose on time? Okay, let's just move somewhere.
check, 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 check.
Yeah, I have to get some luck at some point. Might as well be against the GM. It just had to happen. It's just statistically, it's just impossible. It's just impossible because actually I didn't really care about any of the losses, to be honest. I really didn't. At least two of them were good positions, basically. So I was only sort of kidding around about the stats. I don't really care. Okay, that's basically the way to be on the auto pairing. If you've got to be 100% every single game. Take every opportunity. It doesn't matter if you're getting paired against someone higher rated after. Just believe in yourself. Okay, but anyway, got one back. But I mean, my auto pairing rating was even. I don't know. I was getting a little bit annoyed, yeah, about my lack of apparent luck. But I mean, even that one was getting a bit naughty, you know. But anyway, okay, so B4, try and get one more back here if I can get this one. Okay, so let's see, knight D3 for C5. C5 looks good. This looks like a very good position. There's B5 here coming up. Play it anyway. There's no knight C5. There's knight E5. Maybe for knight C4, B6, that sort of thing. There's knight F7 immediately threatened. Okay, so knight. Okay, B6, knight C6, there's B7 there. So B6 might be a good move here. Knight C6, B7. Does he get a massive kingside attack out of nowhere? I hope not. Still looks pretty good here. Right, knight C4 is forking everything. Queen, rook, knight. Okay, that's the end of that one. Yeah, I just feel I think I was unlucky in the London sister one, the exchange up, to lose. I mean, it's just 3 minute really. I don't know. It's just a lottery sometimes. But anyway, okay. Well, I'm pleased to get a couple back. So on the auto pairing, it's pretty tough. Yeah, the auto pairing ones. Yeah, especially. Okay, let's try this. I emphasize. I'll try H4 to get him out of his book. Try and get him out of his Greenfield book that he swallowed. Probably. Just for 3 minute chess. Okay, I've got him thinking in a 3 minute game. That must be a success. I mean, I consider this a success already. Mm-hmm. Casting queenside looks as stupid as before, but let's go for it. Maybe just plays knight b6. At least I haven't got a pawn on a4 in this position anyway. Some sort of attack over here to distract as he's winning this centre pawn. yeah, if I can peel open this H file, I might actually have some dynamic thing to speak of. You never know. Bishop c4, rook g1 looks pretty dynamic. I know the pawn structure is a nice wreck, but bishop c4, let's imagine c6, rook g1, threatening bishop h6. Let's say king h7. It looks pretty good, I think, for a hack attack there. Queen d3, king moves back. It looks really dangerous. What is he doing here? Right, there's f4 for queen f3, f4, f6, queen f3, f takes, queen takes. I mean, this looks really dangerous just to switch the queen over here. If queen g6, bishop d3, there's f5. What about f5 straight off the bat? There's queen h7, bishop d3 after that, knight b4, bishop b1. Okay, knight b4, bishop b1. Okay, what about rook g6? Okay, that's funny. What about bishop e4 takes, queen f4, queen rook h6? Let's get rid of this holding his position together. Is he going to take here? Oh, okay. I have to unpin in a ridiculous way. If queen f4, bishop d5, winning a piece. Oh, don't tell me. I'm just being completely outplayed again. I'm just being completely outplayed again. Okay, no panic. Or maybe there should be. The queen's coming off. Oh, great. This looks terrible. Nope,
Check.
It's all gone. Anything I had, any dreams I've had, they're all gone.
Check.
Okay, win e6 though. Hold on a sec. Can I? There might be rook to e6. Knight g6, rook e6. Knight f3, rook e7. Clock advantage is okay. Okay, take this pawn. In the absence of anything else, take some pawns. No, I can see it. I can see. Okay, yep. He's queening. And it's gone.
Check. 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 Checkmate.
Oh, okay. That crowns the night. That really crowns the night. Can I finish on a bullet game? Can I try and win a bullet game? That really... Oh, dear. Let's taken queen h2.
Check.
This is as dumb as everything.
Check.
This is too crazy. Have I got queen b6? Try and save the day. Queen b6. Two rooks for the queen.
Check. 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 Time warning. Check. 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 Check.
Okay. Just one more, because just one more bullet game, and I think I'm just going to try and I'm trying to erase my visual memory by playing two bullet games at the end. Okay, I heard this thing about playing Tetris as well. I might go and play for it. Okay, anyway, so f5, bishop g5. Nope. Bishop g5, queen h4. Okay. Knight g5 coming up. Bishop g7 for queen h7. Is this even working? It's not, is it? Because he's protected e6. Bishop g6. Is that any good? They'll have to do. Knight h7 for knight f6.
Check.
Or queen g7. Knight f6.
Check.
Winning the queen.
Check.
Okay, just one more. So I want to see if I can play some bullet. Just okay. Having counter game at a bullet is quite dangerous. Usually, maybe not here. Knight f4. Okay, knight g2 might have been good. Okay, bishop h3. This pin again. Bishop h3. I'm holding g6. Go on, take the rook. I'm holding g6. Right, don't take the rook.
Check.
Why didn't I just take that? Well, this is I'm giving him stuff didn't want to do. Didn't want to do that.
Time warning.
Oh dear. What have I done?
Check. Check. Check.
Oh.
Check.
No.
Check.
I had such a good position earlier. All right,
Checkmate.
I'm giving up. That's it for me this week. I blame the temperature. That's it. I think I'm off. Okay. All right, until next week. Okay. I think we'll end there. Okay. I was killing him earlier. Okay. I hope you enjoy your weekend and see you next week. Thanks very much. Likes appreciated.